Thanks for staying with us on Channels Television. You're watching the news at 5. I'm Ayotunde Balogun. It appears the storm is not over for the immediate past Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami, who has been rearrested by the Department of State Services, the DSS, over fresh allegations of terrorism financing. Security sources say the former Attorney General of the Federation, who is standing trial before a federal high court on allegations of money laundering, was taken into custody by security operatives on Monday, shortly after his release from the Kuje Correctional Center in Abuja. Officials of the Nigeria Correctional Service confirmed that Mr. Malami was released after perfecting his bail conditions. On January the 7th this year, Justice Emeka Nwite of the Federal High Court Abuja granted the bail applications of Mr. Malami, his wife, and his son in the sum of 500 million naira each with strict conditions. The family had been remanded at the Kuje Correctional Facility following their arraignment by the EFCC on December the 29th, 2025 on 16 counts, bordering on money laundering involving 8.7 billion naira. Now, ahead of her full trial over alleged sundry financial and other infractions against the former Minister of Petroleum Resources, Diezani UK, she has appeared before the Southwark Crown Court in London, UK, for the preliminary hearing of a case bordering on bribery charges. The case was listed on the cause list for Court 8 before Justice Thornton on Monday ahead of a full trial scheduled to begin on January the 26th this year and is expected to last for 10 to 12 weeks. The 65-year-old has been on bail since she was first arrested in London in October 2015. She has since denied 6 charges preferred against her. And Mrs. Madueke was formally charged in 2023 by the UK's National Crime Agency with offences of accepting bribes between 2011 to 2015 while she served as Nigeria's petroleum minister. According to the indictments, Mrs. Alison Madueke benefited from at least £100,000, that's $134,000 in cash, chauffeur-driven cars, flights on private jets, and the use of multiple London properties, amongst other charges. The trial of Adeni Kayode, the driver involved in the heavyweight boxing champion Anthony Joshua's car accident, has been adjourned to February the 25th this year. The 46-year-old driver was charged to a Shagam Magistrate Court on January the 2nd, with Magistrate Olufumilayo Shomefon presiding. He was charged on a 4-count charge which includes the following: dangerous driving causing death, contrary to Section 5(1) of the Federal Highway Act, Cap F, 135, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria, 2004, as applicable in Ogun State. A reckless and negligent driving, contrary to Section 6(1) of the same Act. Driving without due care and attention, causing bodily harm and damage to property, contrary to Section 7(1) of the Act, as well as driving without a valid national driver's license, contrary to Section 10(1) of the Federal Highway Act. About 5 soldiers and a police inspector were shot and killed on Monday when bandits ambushed security personnel in Zamfara state. Channels Television gathered that the victims attached to Operation Fansanyama were on pass and traveling along Bingi Kwatakwarashi to Guzo when the attack occurred. A top security source who spoke on condition of anonymity confirmed the incident to Channels Television. According to the source, the officers were ambushed by armed bandits at Kekun village along the Kwatakwarashi axis in Bungudu local government area. The police inspector, identified as Inspector Ibrahim, and 5 soldiers were reportedly shot and killed, while several other personnel sustained injuries. The injured officers and the bodies of the dead have been taken to the Yaraman Bakura Specialist Hospital in Guzo, where the wounded are currently receiving treatment and the corpses deposited at the hospital morgue. However, when contacted, spokesperson of the Joint Task Force Northwest Operation Fansanyama, Captain David Adewusi, told Channels Television that he was yet to receive information on the incident. Members of the Shekiri ethnic nationality in Delta State are protested at the headquarters of the Independent National Electoral Commission in Abuja, calling on the Electoral Commission to to correct what they describe as fraud in the ward delineation exercise it executed last year. The protesters are accusing the electoral umpire of lopsidedness in the delineation exercise. According to them, the ward delineation in Warri Federal constituency was done to favor other ethnic groups in the constituency other than the Shekiri ethnic nationalities. They now want INEC to correct the alleged imbalance ahead of the 2027 general elections. Now, the president has been briefed on pressing challenges and opportunities in Kano, with particular emphasis on worsening insecurity in some local government areas. This is according to a statement issued by the governor's spokesperson, Sunisu Bature, after the closed-door meeting between the Kano State Governor Abba Yusuf and President Bola Tinubu on Monday. Mr. Bature adds that it was an opportunity to present the Kano State administration's priorities on security, infrastructure, and a stronger partnership with the federal government. The governor highlighted the role of the Kano State Neighborhood Watch Corps in supporting conventional security agencies and even called for closer collaboration with the federal security institutions. The governor further sought President Tinubu's support to fast-track ongoing and proposed federal projects in Kano, noting that stronger cooperation will ensure the state benefits maximally from federal programs and investments. Now, residents in Kano have been experiencing a blur visibility, dusty air and cold as a result of hazy weather in the Harmattan season. Although these changes are a normal seasonal atmosphere, this year's conditions have persisted, affecting visibility and even raising health and safety concerns. Our correspondent, Nanchin Vincent, tells us more.
Hazy weather conditions have persisted in Kano State for over 3 weeks with dusty and blurry visibility. While some residents seem to have adjusted to these atmospheric conditions, others describe the situation as uncomfortable.
Harmattan makes us very weak because of the cold, and it's uncomfortable.
You can even see me now. I'm with cardigan that I cannot be able to wear it on the heat now because of the weather. So even just now, I just took my bath with hot water. So I'm not feeling it. I'm very, very okay with it. And I'm even sleeping well, better in this weather than during heat.
I do wear it. It is inside my pocket. Look at it here, but it is too squeezy.
The harsh Harmattan weather usually comes with concerns about the health and safety of the young and old and vulnerable groups. Medical practitioners appeal to residents to stay indoors when possible, especially during peak dust periods, and keep windows and doors closed, prevent respiratory, eye, and skin problems.
We, on our part as healthcare workers, as doctors, we continue to advocate to our patients to do things that will keep them safe. Drink water, because dehydration from insensible loss of water is there. People don't feel the need to drink water, and yet they go dehydrated at the end of the day because of the water loss that they are not seeing. Again, we advise people to wear goggles, wear glasses, shade, protective shades, because this dust will irritate the eye, cause conjunctivitis, and can exacerbate or worsen allergic conjunctivitis or eye-related allergic diseases. We also advise people to wear clothing that keep them warm. Wear shoes, wear socks as often as possible so that you keep warm. And stay indoors when you have no business outdoors. And stay outdoors, especially during the afternoons more, rather than early morning and late night, where the intensity of the cold is much more, and that of the dust too.
More importantly, they should seek medical help for persistent symptoms like stuffy nose or sneezing or general feeling of unwellness.
Unfortunately, health awareness concerning cold come up from media, from hospitals, from time to time. Unless you come around, for example, in this hospital, usually on Mondays and Thursdays, there are some health talk awareness in the morning here in the GOPD that talks about prevailing health conditions around cold and how people prevent themselves.
In the meantime, state authorities continue to monitor the situation and will continue to provide updates as weather conditions change so as to put in place increased safety measures. From Kano Commercial City, Nanchin Vincent, Channels Television News.
Governor Uba Sani has obtained his new membership card of the All Progressives Congress, declaring that Kaduna is gradually becoming a one-party state as a result of what he describes as purposeful and people-centered governance. Now, the governor, who obtained his new membership card at the APC Kawo Ward office in Kaduna North local government area, in line with the ongoing APC nationwide e-registration and revalidation exercise. Speaking after obtaining his membership card, the governor says the party is targeting some 2.5 million new members. He says the APC has been embraced by the people of Kaduna due to the good governance provided by the party at both state and federal levels.
Kaduna State is an APC state. As you are aware, we are a state that since we came into power in 2023, virtually all part of Kaduna State have now moved to APC. And this is not by accident. It's simply because of the level of commitment, the level of programs, the inclusivity of our government, where we bring everyone together. If you look at what's happening in Zone 1, Zone 2, and Zone 3, even some zones that were initially won by the opposition, they have all become to APC as we are speaking. So we thank God Kaduna State is an APC state at the moment. In the House of Representatives, virtually all the members except 2 are now in APC. In the State House of Assembly, 95% of the members are in APC. And that is a good sign. And today, as we are speaking, no party, let me emphasize, that have any base other than APC in Kaduna State. And we must give a lot of credit to our President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, our leader, who have done tremendously well in supporting our state, Kaduna State.
And in Lagos, the State Independent Electoral Commission has announced plans to conduct a by-election in some local government areas and local council development areas where the elected chairman of the area passed on. Now, the Supervising Commissioner of Election Training Committee of the Lagos State Independent Electoral Commission, Mr. Oladile Adekoye, made this known at LASIEC's 2025 post-election retreat in Ikeja, Lagos. Mr. Adekoye says the retreat will appraise the Commission's performance at the 2025 local government and local council development areas election and also strengthen LASIEC's institutional capacity going forward.
6 months after the Lagos State Local Government and Local Council Development Areas election, the State Independent Electoral Commission is holding a 2025 post-election retreat to assess the performance of the last polls. LASIEC, which conducted the election across 20 local government areas and 37 local council development areas, is here to identify the grey areas and do better when duties call.
We analyze the outcomes and provide opportunities for constructive feedback and open dialogue towards seeking solutions that enhance the electoral processes and ensure LASIEC is better positioned and equipped with future elections.
The Commission believes that the engagement will improve LASIEC performance, strengthen voters' confidence, and develop an actionable plan to address challenges identified.
This discourse will be the heartbeat. It will be the heartbeat of institutional growth and ultimately a platform for the reinforcement of voters' confidence for the electoral body, LASIEC.
The third sub-objective is to enhance the credibility of LASIEC through the dissemination of useful post-election findings to the citizens of Lagos State. What are those issues you have identified from the last election and you want to improve on it going forward?
The chairman of LASIEC says the retreat is a post-election audit designed to strengthen the state electoral process.
We must therefore be courageous enough to acknowledge our shortcomings. That's why we're here. And prudent enough to institutionalize the lessons learned. Honest self-assessment is not a weakness at all. It is a strength.
LASIEC also confirms that a by-election will be conducted in some local government and local council development areas where the elected candidate passed on.
The last local government election in 2025, it was about 24%. So in relative terms, we had an improvement. Soonest, just like tomorrow, you understand, the by-elections will take place.
At the end of the retreat, the State Independent Electoral Commission looks forward to implementing reforms and policies that would shape the future's electoral process.
When News at 5 returns, the federal government plans to rely more on domestic resources. That's coming from the Minister of Finance, Mr. Wale Edu. That's on Business News. Join us again. Welcome back. Governor Bala Mohammed of Bauchi State has convened an expanded stakeholder security meeting, issuing clear guidelines to traditional leaders on their roles in crime prevention and mitigation within their respective domain. The meeting was attended by heads of all security agencies, emirs, chiefs, and other relevant government officials. Governor Mohammed emphasized the need for constant vigilance to tackle evolving security threats and to prevent the escalation of minor crimes into major challenges. The governor also urged traditional institutions to embrace their responsibilities as critical stakeholders and to partner effectively with the government in addressing security challenges across Bauchi State.
Let me be clear on issues that must not be tolerated. That is one, sale or allocation of land without due process, government approval, or legal documentation. 2, harboring, shielding, or protecting suspected criminals, whether knowingly or by negligence. 3, interference with local security operations. And lastly, use of traditional authority to legitimize illegality. Silence in the face of crime is complicity. Authority without responsibility is abuse. Information gathering and reporting framework. Every emirate and district is expected to establish a simple but reliable system for 1, receiving information from village heads, ward heads, and community leaders, filtering credible intelligence from rumors, promptly reporting security relevant information to local government authorities, divisional police officers, and security informations. Information delays is information defeated.
Of 56 countries of the Commonwealth of Nations have formally adopted the Nigeria Board of Technology Incubator's Next Gen Innovation Challenge model, with multiple funding partners coming on board. Now, the Director General of the board, Mr. Kazim Raji, announced this in Abuja during a media briefing to mark his 1 year in office. Mr. Raji explains that the Innovation Challenge has been recognized by the United Kingdom to drive innovation and technology development among the youth. He adds that the board is championing reforms in the science and technology industry to attract global interests.
After the Next Gen event, the Nigeria House in London, they organized a meeting between us. Alamin was in attendance, the CAR people, MBTI, and then the Commonwealth Secretariat. They sent their high-power delegation to come and sit down with us because they were there. They were very happy, very enthusiastic about the program we are doing. And when they analyzed our model of innovation, they have finally adopted MBTI model of innovation to be replicated in all the 56 Commonwealth nations. Innovate UK came and saw what happened. When they saw it, they were very happy. They have approached us for the 2026 that they want to partner with MBTI. And not only partnering with us, they have given us offer that has never been given to anybody since the establishment of Innovate UK. We have been given 20 slots for innovation ready to market solution, which will be fully funded by Innovate UK.
Welcome to Business News. The federal government plans to depend more on domestic resources and reduce borrowing. And that's according to Nigeria's Finance Minister, Wale Edun. The minister made this known during an interview on Bloomberg Television at the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland. Mr. Edun stressed the importance of boosting revenue generation, noting that while Nigeria can still access international bond markets if needed, the focus is on mobilizing local resources. The minister also highlighted ongoing fiscal reforms aimed at raising tax revenue and strengthening economic sustainability.
In 2026, we probably should be able to add on a minimum of 500,000 barrels more. There are quite a few fields that are being reactivated. Renaissance is doing the same thing.
As the World Economic Forum in Davos enters its second day, the Minister of Trade, Industry and Investment, Dr. Jumoke Oduwole, says Nigeria's Davos House is a deliberate strategy to help attract investment into the country. Speaking on Business Morning, the minister outlined the benefits of the Nigeria Davos House, describing it as a platform designed to showcase opportunities, deepen partnerships, and position Nigeria as an attractive destination for global capital.
Nigeria House is it's a pivotal moment for public-private partnership. It demonstrates the renewed invigoration, the trust, and the belief in the Nigerian economy under the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And I say this because anyone who knows anything about Davos knows how expensive Davos is, and a house is an extremely important investment. It costs quite a bit of money. And the Nigerian private sector paid for this house in its entirety. It's a public-private partnership that didn't cost the federal government of Nigeria a single dollar, a single kobo, a single Swiss franc. And I think that shows how the private sector is committed to supporting this government in execution of our trade and investment agenda on the global stage. Yesterday, we launched 4 playbooks across thematic sectors that we're prioritizing this year for the economy. So we did digital trade, obviously, technology. We did the creative sector. Those are 2 of our fastest growing areas that speak to Nigerian youth and job creation. We also did climate and sustainability agriculture. We also have a playbook on solid minerals. So these are 4 critical areas that the Tinubu administration has prioritized. And so we're showcased to investors, and the playbooks are readily available for download. We'll also be showcasing them to domestic investors. But it speaks to the trust and the belief in the reforms that the Tinubu administration has been delivering for the Nigerian economy.
And that's news at 5. Many thanks for watching. I'm Ayotunde Balogun.